Hey, what's up guys? Alex here with a new video, and today I want to do my first impressions on the new Fuji 55mm f1.7 WR lens. If you're new to the channel, I am a portrait photographer based out of Miami, Florida, and I picked up my GFX 100 Mark II 2 weeks ago, along with the 55 1.7 WR lens. These are my first impressions because I've only shot with it for about 2 weeks, and hopefully I'll do a review here in the coming months. I will be sharing images throughout the video, and I will also be providing files for you to download and check out yourself so you can see the image quality coming out of this lens. With that said, let's kick things off. So this lens is a 55mm in medium format terms, which gives you a 44mm field of view. At 1.7, if you convert that to full frame equivalency, you're looking at a 44 1.4 or 1.2 lens, give or take, which means you get very shallow depth of field. This is Fuji's second 1.7 lens in their lineup. They released the 80mm f1.7, I want to say a year and a half ago. And this lens on paper looks like it's sibling, but I'm going to tell you right now, it performs very differently. When I shot the 80mm 1.7 last year, it was a nice lens, but to be honest, it didn't impress me. There was a lot of purple fringing shot wide open, and it just had a lot of imperfections. Now, some people will say that's character. For me, at that price point, I do expect a little bit more out of my lenses, but it is a 1.7 lens for medium format, so you can't hate on it too much. With this lens though, it's actually quite the opposite. This lens is optically perfect. I saw zero imperfections with this lens, and the image quality coming out of it is just stunning. Even when you shoot this lens against a bright object or the sun, it flares beautifully, and it doesn't display any of the imperfections the 80mm 1.7 had last year. Optically, I think it's a better lens, and from my perspective, I think this is the one must-have lens for the GFX system. Let me tell you why. My favorite focal length on full frame is 50mm. I love that focal length. I can do anything with that focal length. When I shot weddings back in the day, 80 to 90% of my shots were done with the 50mm focal length. This lens gives you the compression and the look of a 55mm lens with a 44mm focal length, so you're getting more context. Back in the day when I was in the wedding game, the only reason I did not shoot 50 when I completely took it off and shot with a 35 is because the room was too tight. I needed to back up. I didn't have the space, or I needed to capture more context in the scene. 44mm is not 35, so don't get me wrong here. But it is wider than the 50 focal length, but you still get that compression and look of a 50mm lens. So to me, this is kind of like that perfect compression bokeh lens, but also capturing more of the scene. And that makes it, to me, the ultimate must-have GFX lens. Wide open, it's crazy sharp. It's, like I said, almost perfect. You stop it down, it's just, there's nothing else you can ask for in a lens. The image quality here is absolutely stunning. And I wanted to compare this lens to the Sony G Master f1.2 to get an idea of the look. I'm actually working on a video comparing full frame versus medium format. I'll actually show you some of the images here. And this lens, even though it's a 1.7 lens, you're getting the depth of field and bokeh of a 1.2 lens on full frame. And it gives you just a beautiful, unique look because you're getting a different field of view. You're getting that bokeh and background with a wider perspective. Overall, I've used this lens for about 2 weeks. I really have no complaints, and unlike the 80mm 1.7, this lens I immediately connected with and immediately just wanted to keep on the camera. First impressions video, but like I said, I think this is a must-have lens, and even though it's been 2 weeks, I can highly recommend this lens because I don't really see anything changing. Me using it in a few more weeks, for a few more months, this lens is just that good. Even for video, the autofocusing is really great. If you check out my previous 2 Leica videos, I shot those 2 videos with this lens and the GFX 100 Mark II. Autofocus perfectly, and again, the look is just crispy. So guys, like I mentioned, download the images, play with the files yourself. Let me know your thoughts down below, and if you own this lens, do you like it as much as I do? Let me know in the comments down below, and as always, please like this video, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Have a good one, guys. Peace.